What's going on, guys? It's Jordy Builds back with another video. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and review on this Ausom L1 scooter. They sent it to us so we could do an honest review and give them some feedback, so I'm really excited to dive into it. I don't have a really high-powered scooter yet, so I'm really excited for this. So let's get it unboxed and check it out. Alright, got a warranty card and the manual here. That's cool. The packaging does look really good. I can show you guys that there. Looks like we got some tools. This thing looks sweet. All right. So we're gonna go over the instructions, see what we gotta do to put these handlebars on. So going over the manual, this thing has so many different features, everything from cruise control to turn signals to a display. So make sure if you get one of these scooters, you go over everything in the manual. They do send the tools to be able to get the handlebars on and everything. So we're gonna go ahead, get the packaging off, get the handlebars on, and go from there. So to turn the scooter on, we're gonna hold the power button here for 3 seconds. We have to enter the password, so we're gonna hit the up arrow to go to 0, power button to confirm, and then just continue to do that because the default password is 0000. And then we're going to hold the power button after we're done for 2 seconds. All right, so we got the display on here. Let's take off the cover. That's pretty slick. And then these buttons over here, we can adjust the mode. So we have race, sport, and eco. Looks like our battery is about 61 to 80%. So let's go ahead and read the rest of the instructions, get it charged up all the way, and we'll get ready for a test ride. So we got the Ausom L1 scooter unboxed. We're gonna go over all the features like the motor, the brakes, how it folds, the suspension, the display, all of that good stuff. Then we're gonna do a top speed test and just cruise around for a little bit. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys how the folding feature works up close, and then we'll do a shot on the tripod on folding it and picking it up. So you're gonna use this handle here, back it all the way out until the metal piece is out of the notch. Like that. And then when you pull this pin, it will fold. But the good thing about this is this pin holds it in place even when you have this all the way backed out, so it's not just gonna fall on you. So now we just have to pull this pin here, and then the handlebars will fold down, and you have a little metal latch here that's gonna catch on the back of the fender and kind of lock in place. Then you'll be able to lift up the scooter, pick it up, carry it around if you live in an apartment or whatever you gotta do, put it in your car. And then the reverse, undo the latch, pick this up, the pin will automatically snap in, and then you're just gonna go ahead and use this handle here to tighten it back up. Pretty simple and easy. I like this latching method quite a bit actually. And then once you have this tightened down, it doesn't take too much effort, but it feels really secure. There's no wiggle room at all. One thing you're gonna wanna check is the tire pressure in the front and the rear tire here. These are tubeless tires. You can see right here is where you put the air in the rear, and right here is where you put the air in the front. So for the rear, you might need a little extension adapter just to be able to get to the valve stem, as it's pretty close to the motor here. I will leave a link to one of those down in the description if you guys wanna pick one of those up. And then going over the motor here, it is a 48 volt 800 watt motor, and this is a single motor scooter, but it should still get the job done. I believe the top speed is posted for about 28 miles an hour, so we will do a test on that. So we do have mechanical disc brakes on the front and the rear of this scooter here, as you can see, and then you can see the suspension in here as well. I wasn't too sure how the suspension was going to be, but after jumping down on it a couple times, it actually feels like it's going to be quite nice, so we will test that out on the road, as well as the brakes. It does also have turn signals and a brake light here. It does also have an adjustable headlight, so you can point it down, point it more forward. Looks like it's going to be pretty bright. And another feature that makes this scooter awesome is the adjustable height handlebars here. So this just works like a bike seat almost. You just pull this latch out and then you can adjust it up and down. Obviously it does come with a charger. The charge port is right down here. It is a 2 amp charger. It would have been cool if it was like a 4 amp or a little bit faster, because it did take a little while to charge up, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Then going over the handlebars here, you have the brake here, the throttle, some of the controls for the display. This is on here for the GoPro mount. This is the display itself, and then you have a horn, turn signals, and your other brake over here. And then for the display and the scooter, you just want to hold this for 3 seconds. It will come on here, and then you can either use a passcode. As you can see, I am pressing this button here, and you can see the numbers change, or you can use the RFD tag. take it up here, and it will unlock it. So that's a pretty cool feature. I like that you can use these tags. You don't have to have this here. I just put it here for convenience. Then you can see this is in eco mode. If we come over here and press up, it goes to sport. Same thing, goes up to race, and then you have your odometer here. If you hit the power button, you can see your trips, your voltage, and back to the miles here. Then you have the speedometer over here. Right at the bottom is your battery. So we have it fully charged right now. So let's get our riding gear on and take it for a test ride. So guys, before you go out and ride, make sure you read through the user manual, as there is a ton more settings in the display and a lot more stuff you can do. We're not going to go over that all today, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys read through it. Make sure your tires at the proper PSI. I believe it's around 36 PSI, but it will say on the tires. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot more features to this scooter, but we're going to get to riding. Some bumps here. The suspension feels really good off the rip. This is the first time I'm riding the scooter. So let's see, the brakes. Brakes are really good for mechanical brakes. All right guys, I fixed the camera angle a little bit, but so far my initial thoughts on this scooter is it's awesome. I mean, downhill we got up to, I think it was 36, 37 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. Flat ground seems to be about 28, and going up some steep hills, seems like it drops down to 20 or so, down to 19 on some steeper ones, give or take. But these are some pretty decent bumps right here. It might not look like it, but this scooter's handling it really well. Definitely a quality scooter for what you get. I do have a coupon code as well for you guys to get a percentage off. It will be all linked down in the description if you guys want to pick one of these bad boys up. Let me know what you guys think about the camera angle, about the audio as well, as I am still testing some different setups. That was a good sized bump there, and the suspension just feels so good. I haven't rode too many electric scooters, but this is really making me want to. I like this a lot. Feels super nimble. Feels like I can go around corners pretty tight. Going up another little hill here. Only dropped down to 23 miles per hour. We'll get on the sidewalk here for a second so we can kind of show you the bumps. Through a little bit of grass. Back up to full throttle here. Sidewalk bumps aren't too bad. Feel pretty good still on the suspension. All right, let's go back down this way. So now this is going to be a slight decline. Full throttle in race mode. Up to 32, 33. Awesome. So we're just going to cruise around for a little bit so you guys can kind of see how stable the scooter is and kind of check out the speed at different angles. I like this a lot. Right down here we will do a full test on the brakes. Yeah, that slowed down quite quick, especially going down a decline. So brakes on this thing really don't need to be hydraulic. They feel pretty good as mechanical, so I'm not complaining about it. This hill is a bit steeper. All right, we dropped down to 15 there. Not too bad. Like I said, still a lot better than walking, that's for sure. And we do have turn signals right here. So this is our left turn signal, and you can see it on the display as well, right below, or right next to the battery. And then we have our right turn signal, and then you just press down. Oh, that was the horn. You just press down to cancel it out. And then let's get around this roundabout and I will show you guys the horn. It actually sounds pretty good. I'm happy with it. And for the price of this scooter, it's definitely decent. Definitely really good. I like it a lot. I'm going to be riding this thing a lot. Doing a little bit of sliding there. All right, back downhill we go. This thing is just fun. If you're wanting something fun to just cruise around your neighborhood on, especially if you got some paved roads like this, man, this thing is awesome. No pun intended. Yep, 29 mile an hour. So I think that this is probably one of the most perfect ride around town, enjoy yourself scooters. I've watched a couple of reviews on this from other people, and they pretty much say the same thing. Up to 34 miles an hour there, going downhill. This is a awesome scooter. I like this a lot. This is a decent hill here as well. So pretty much just doing not a torture test, but just testing this thing all around. Like I said, the suspension feels really good now that we've rode it for, what, 6, probably almost 7 miles now. I will say I don't have any foot fatigue. I don't feel any, it doesn't really jolt your body around too much. Got the horn going there. Going up this hill, 22 miles an hour. Now we're decreasing a little bit as it gets a bit steeper like before. Let's see, this is probably the steepest one so far. 15 miles an hour. Holding steady at that. Drop down to 14. And we're picking back up here. We do have the phone speedometer over here just to kind of compare. Like I said, it is a little behind, not too far though. Thank you. Appreciate that. Scooting over for me. This thing seems like it holds a charge pretty well. We're actually going to go back down into eco mode, and we're going to do the top speed for this, and then we will do the top speed for the next mode, and then we've already went over the top speed for the race mode. So looks like we're about at 12 miles an hour right now. 13. And this is the mode that they say that you can get up to 44 miles on a single charge. Going down a little bit of a hill here, and looks like we're getting up to 15, 16, but like I said, that is downhill. We're going to go up into sport mode now. Already feel it's a lot faster, but not as fast as race, obviously. All right, let's make a right here. Nice flat road. All right, I kind of felt it hesitates there, kind of slow down. So it looks like we're about 20 here in sport mode, and then going back up into race. Looks like, yep, about 28 miles an hour, 29. This is a little bit of a decline here, so I will say, if you have a slight bit of decline, it's easy to get up in the 30s. So they claim 28, but that is pretty much just on flat ground. We got some train tracks up here, so that'll be a good test for our suspension. They're not too bad, but they're not too great either. Nice Toyota. All right, we're gonna go full speed over these train tracks. Oh man, this scooter handled it like a champ. Yep, 32 mile an hour. I believe it's only 25 here actually, so might want to slow down a hair. All right guys, now that we are back home, I want to go over a couple pros and cons, and I really don't have a lot of cons. The pros, I will say that we only used 1 bar of battery and we rode about 10 miles, and that was pretty much all on race mode. So the battery seems to be pretty awesome on this thing. And another thing that I like a lot about it is the suspension. Everything feels super smooth on this scooter, going over some big bumps even. The brakes work really, really well. One of the cons was the brakes were a little squeaky, but you'll have that with some mechanical brakes and when you're first breaking them in. We got a top speed of about 36 miles per hour going downhill. Flat was about 28, and this is all in race mode. And then going uphill, if super, super steep hills, it was about 10 mile an hour. Moderate hills, it dropped down to 15 to 16. So that's definitely not bad at all. We rode for about 35 minutes and about 10 miles, and like I said, we only lost 1 bar of battery. Another big pro that I like is the adjustability on the handlebars here to go up and down. and the fact that it folds and you can carry it upstairs or do whatever you got to do. Again, I don't have too many cons really at all. The horn is pretty loud. I will say this does deliver for $600. I will have link in the description for this scooter with the discount code, so you guys can check it out down there. It is awesome that it does have the turn signals and horns. So yeah, like I said, not too many cons at all. Thanks for watching, guys, especially if you made it this far in the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about the scooter down in the comments below. I know the first part of the video, the angle of the camera was pointed down a little bit, but we fixed that. So if you guys could just bear with me as I'm still tuning in the cameras that I'm using and the microphone. So let me know what you guys think about that as well in the comments. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.